What is happening here? We've been watching the Discovery, for example, which is like a meme stock. Explain it.
Look, I think there's two things going on. There's a general shift over the last few months from growth to value. There's no doubt that investors are looking for, you have a certain group of investors that are looking for names that have meaningfully underperformed. Certainly Viacom and Discovery would fit that bill. On the flip side, I think also a part of this is just complete enthusiasm for streaming. You've got two companies talking about their streaming ambitions. Obviously, Paramount Plus just launched last week. Discovery Plus launched at the beginning of the year. And I think as you look at what the success of Netflix, the success of Disney Plus, hit 100 million subscribers was the big news from Bob Chapek on stage at the Disney annual meeting yesterday. I think there's excitement that streaming is so big, the TAM is so large that all of these companies can win. I think the reality is going to be very different. I think it's going to be a lot harder for these companies to all achieve what Netflix and Disney has. But right now, it's very hard to disprove that streaming is going to be huge for everyone.
So, Sarah, on that very point, and I feel like you have your pulse on this, everybody's piling into both these stocks, but also lots of families buying up all of these different subscriptions. The question that I have is whether you think that this is a pandemic phenomenon, which is to say people are stuck at home, so they're willing to buy basically every service, Hulu, Disney, Netflix, Apple, Paramount, the list goes on. And does that go on forever? Or do you think that actually people, this goes to the whole issue of subscription services. Do people ever stop the subscription?
I think it continues, Andrew, to your point. Is it going to be this bloated? Probably not. I think the question becomes, what is the monthly budget for the average household for these services? We have some new data from Maggot that shows it's about $40, which means that you possibly could budget in around 4 services. That's up from the expectation even a year or two ago that people would only pay for 2, maybe 3. So that does give investor optimism for some of these long tail services like a Paramount Plus or Discovery Plus, that they could be the 3rd or the 4th option for someone who's already going to buy Netflix and Disney and not going to cancel that. The question becomes, to your point, after the pandemic, people go outside. Are they going to be expending as much money and spending as much time? Is churn going to increase? That becomes the next question. Sure, a lot of these services are adding lots of subscribers right now. Are you going to be able to hold on to them, stop them from canceling this year? I think that's the bigger question, not how many they're going to own, but is there going to be some sort of Jenga puzzle piece throughout the year?
There's
Rich,
also the element I would say.
Well, I would say. Question?
Well, yeah, because I'd say 2 things. You've got one issue is, okay, everyone is excited about streaming. There's a whole bunch of, what I would call super fans of Viacom content, super fan, think about SpongeBob, think about, Real World, et cetera. You think about what's going on at Discovery with people loving sort of all of the crime stuff that's on Discovery ID. Andrew, the question is, who's signing up for these services in 12 months, even in 6 or 9 months? I think that's where it's going to get a lot more difficult. How do you drive gross ads consistently? Because what do we know? We know that the bucket, kind of the traditional legacy media bucket of subscribers, we know it's springing leaks every single day. It's getting worse. And you're losing subscribers. People are leaving that ecosystem, so-called cord cutting is clearly hitting all-time levels. Your parent company, Comcast, said they're going to lose nearly 2 million subscribers this year, an unprecedented level of cord cutting. And so I think the question for all of these programmers is, it's great that they're adding subscribers quickly as they launch these services, lots of enthusiasm, discounting pricing, getting people excited with near-term offers. But can they keep this going? Because you've got to add 6+ million subscribers every single year to replace the subs you're losing in the legacy bundle. And the reality is you've got to keep raising pricing and really retain people. As Sarah was saying, churn is really hard, and Disney's learned that. That's why Disney doubled their budget for programming in just the first 12 months, because it is so hard in this SVOD business to keep subscribers.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.